this week at Ohio. Coach, what are your thoughts on the Bobcats as we get ready for Saturday's game?
Yeah, obviously, Ohio's a good football team. Won the conference last year. Did a tremendous job, playing and building their team. Quarterback is an excellent player. They kind of build their scheme around him. The running back is an excellent player. They got a receiver, number 7, who's really, really good. They work well together on the offensive line. They got a tight end they're going to find in the red zone, whether it's tight end delay, throwback. They're going to find them in a variety of ways. So, we know there's going to be a great challenge for our defense. We got to have great eye discipline. They try to get you in a lot of different ways with shifts, motions, fast motions to get you to play laterally while they play downhill. So we have to have the ability to play downhill and match their force. Obviously, defensively, their defensive coordinator, John Hauser, we go back. We work together when we were young assistants, know each other extremely well. He's done a great job, with their defense. Obviously, he was at Miami of Ohio before Ohio and then now in Ohio. So it's a blend of a couple different defenses that he's done. But they play sound. The D-line is very active. They play downhill. They got linebackers that, are coming downhill to stop the run. Obviously, they want to mix in pressures and cause disruption, very similar to what they do from an offensive standpoint. And then they got guys on the back end that can cover. So we know we have a tremendous challenge this week from an offensive perspective. But I like some things that we did. We took some shots last week. We got to continue to take shots down the field. And the law of averages say you're going to hit a couple of them as opposed to not hitting any of them. But we were able to get the run game going a little bit better than what we have been. And then special teams. Been very pleased with the progress we've made on special teams. Coach Connolly is working his tail off to clean up the details of special teams to make sure our protection is sound. Guys are selling out on special teams. Got a lot of young players playing on special teams that's getting reps. And what you realize is the best way for these guys to get better is to play them. And so you see a guy like Devin, we call it a hammer, made a big play on kickoff last week. Tristan White playing special teams. James Little was playing special teams. You got young guys playing special teams that are increasing their roles and getting more confident as we go. So certainly excited about this week. Ohio is their homecoming, which I think is great. They always have a great crowd. It's a tremendous stadium atmosphere. I think our guys would be excited to play. Obviously, our travel will be very similar to Mississippi State, where we have a long bus ride. We've done it before with Ohio, but we got a long bus ride. We know what that's like. We did it earlier this year, and so we'll be prepared from a travel standpoint to go out there and try to play our best, most complete game to date. And so today was a good start. One thing about our football team, and I think it speaks volumes to the culture in the building, is you can't tell our record by the way we practice, by the effort that these guys give. You can't tell what our record is, and I think that's a testament to the players in the program. That's a testament to the coaches. That's a testament to the culture, and I think that gives you a chance. And until we get it all the way figured out on offense to get it turned around, we're going to continue to grind and work hard to find those edges.
You feel right now you're a game, maybe 2 games away from just breaking it out on offense? That's got to be a little frustrating, only averaging about 10 points a game.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've struggled on offense, but you can go back to every game and say, hey, if we make this play or if we make this play, and last week the plays were there. I thought the offensive staff did a great job scheming up plays down the field. We didn't hit them, and I think that's a part of football. But at least you can live with that. We didn't make the plays that we needed to make, and we didn't get the outcome that we wanted. But we were aggressive. We put our players in the best position possible to be successful, and we got to trust them to go out there and make plays.
Now, Coach, the last time you played this Ohio team 2 years ago, you went on NIU's homecoming. Now, obviously, teams have changed drastically over these 2 years, but do you feel like this Ohio team was kind of a similar structure, a similar way they play than when you last saw them?
The thing about this team, you can go back to 2019 when we first played them. You know, their offense has really been very similar throughout the years. Now we know they have a lot of trick plays, but their offense from the quarterbacks that they had, the two brothers that played quarterback from them, they got the same signals, they got the same snap count, they got the same motions. So it's been but they're extremely well coached and good at what they do, and they're gonna find all the trick plays in the repertoire, and we got to make sure we have great discipline. But this is a good football team. They've done a nice job with their program, and obviously, listen, we're going to be ready to play. We're going to go out there and we're going to give it our best, and see if we can put 4 quarters together in all 3 phases to give ourselves the best chance to win.
They've only changed it a little bit with Smith being his first year. I mean, they haven't changed drastically.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's been there quite a while, right? He was the quarterbacks coach for a while, and then he was the coordinator for a while. So he's, you know, he understands the structure of that program. They did a great job promoting from within with Coach Alburn, and then obviously with Coach Smith, and so they've been able to maintain a lot of the things that they've done for a long time.
How do you like how Brady's development has come along?
Yeah, Brady's getting better. I mean, he's learning on the run. You know, the first game of the season, you know, he looked at me when Josh went down and said, "I'm ready to go." And so we always think we're ready to go until you actually get out there for the first time. And so now he understands, okay, it's a little bit different. It's a little more that goes into it than just being able to rely on your natural ability. But, you know, he's making mistakes, but he's learning from those mistakes very, very quickly. He's got the right approach. He's got the right demeanor. He is going to be a great player. I'm telling you, a truly great player. And really it's a little bit unfair to him at the moment that, you know, we're having some of the struggles that we're having, because if we wasn't, you know, I think he would be having a little bit easier of a time. And so, you know, he's putting the work in to get better just like everybody else. And I think, you know, you just have to accept some growing pains with a young guy back there, but he certainly has done some nice things. It's just not showing up quite the way we need to help us in the win-loss column.
College football, you're seeing more freshmen right out of high school playing your program and others around the country.
Yeah, I think, number one, I think the coaching at the high school level is a lot better. These guys got quarterback trainers that they've been working with probably since they were, you know, 10, 11, 12 years old. And so they are a lot further ahead. And then the game is not too big for them. They don't panic, they don't flinch, and they're competitors. So, you know, Brady has come in. He came in early, which I think was a benefit to him. He's gotten a lot of reps in practice, but now he's obviously seeing in the game is a lot faster than practice. And so now your process has to be a little bit quicker as you go.
Coach, you talked about the new players you've got going on special teams. Obviously, you make a change of partner now. Jake Ferentz, true freshman.
Yes.
He's going to be a guy for the second game. Just what's his progress been like, and what's it been like coaching him after coaching his older brother?
Yeah, no, I think it was funny, you know, when I came in on Sunday and you watched the tape, I guess I never realized he took his brother's number, right? I see him every day, but until you see him in a game and you see the number out there, it didn't register until I saw 36 in the game, and I told him that. I said, "Wow, you know, you took your brother's number," and he kind of smiled. But you know, his operation is so much quicker, and so they tried to rush us the first couple times and realized the operation is a lot faster, and then they tried to do returns, and so the operation snap to punter is everything for a punt team, because they can always overload you, they can always outnumber you to a side. But the operation has to beat any wide rusher, and he went out there and did a nice job. You know, it was good. His parents was at the game, so they saw him play his first time, and now you see him with a lot more confidence to say, hey, yeah, that wasn't. He said after the first kick, I was good, and so you know, I think that cleans up our operation on special teams from a snap the punt operation.
And can you also talk a little bit about the running game? Obviously, you get that 80-yard touchdown against Eastern Michigan, average 6.1 yards per carry. Just how you like the progress of that unit as the season's gone on?
Yeah, I think you know, obviously, you know, we've changed offenses, so we've changed some things that we do from a run game standpoint. You know, in previous years, our thing was to get heavy and run the ball. Now we're spreading it out, and we're finding new angles, new ways to run the ball, and I told our team last week, we have to create an identity, and it starts with our ability to run the football. And from there, you know, people are going to load the box, and then we have to be able to hit one-on-one opportunities downfield. You know, we didn't hit the opportunities downfield, but they were there. I promise you, they were there on tape. And, you know, once we start hitting those, then now you start playing, you know, some really good offense. Because you look at it, we hit 2 of those plays. Now you're looking at, you know, 450 yards of offense and 30 points. You know, and so those are the margins that we're fighting for. And I told our offensive staff, hey, stay aggressive, keep pushing the ball down the field. And the law of averages say we're going to hit. You know, you take 6, you're going to hit 2. You know, and that's what we got to continue to work on.
When you do your recruiting now, and talking to a kid out of high school, do you recommend them skipping their, you know, final semester to come in early, or you just leave it up to the individual?
Well, we actually have quite a few guys coming mid-year. I think the number is like 14. You know, I think we throw it out to them from the standpoint of we explain, you know, we are a developmental program. There's going to be roster movement, right? I mean, that's everywhere in college football. And I tell people, you know, I would prefer to develop high school players than to go in the portal and grab a bunch of transfers. And I think we're always going to start there. So we know right now we got 14 high school kids coming in January, and then we'll figure out, you know, what other holes we need to fill at that time.
Do you have any preference? I mean, would you rather have them stay, or would you rather have them be in DeKalb?
You know, early in my tenure, I would always lean toward a kid staying in high school and finishing up his high school. But what we've been able to do is we let them go back for prom. We let them go back for graduation. We let them go back anytime they want when it's something related to an event they may want to go to. Maybe their girlfriend go to a different school and they want to go to that prom. I let them go back. Just handle your academics. You still are 6 months ahead of where you would be if you just stayed home. So we've let guys go back for a variety of reasons, especially that first semester. So I'm always going to leave it up to the families, and then I'm not going to push them one way or the other. But I always like to at least bring in at least 4 guys together, so then they can go through the same, because you kind of behind one class and before your class. So, you know, you want to make sure you have enough guys that can get along with each other and understand, hey, you guys are going to be homesick, but everybody else has kind of gotten used to it from that perspective.
And Coach, I know one of the bigger names on defense that's talked about a lot is Quinn Weather, but is there anyone else on this defense you feel maybe flying under the radar as far as their contributions on that end?
On defense, yeah, I think we got, you know, quite a few guys. I think Jacob Finley is playing really, really well. Dante Harrison. You know, you look at it, I think, you know, our pass defense is really, really good. And I think, you know, we don't have the sack production that you would like, but we got guys up front that are disrupting the passer or making him uncomfortable in the pocket. And so Quinn has the stats. You know, Phillip is playing right next to him, doing a nice job. Jasper Beeler is doing a nice job. So we got, you know, the one thing about our defense, although we've had a lot of new guys on defense, they playing together. They're working for one another, and I think our defensive staff has done a phenomenal job bringing that group along, getting them up to speed, and they've given us a chance in every game we played this season.
And I know, last week you talked about the kind of the change of scenery you get when you play on the road. Just how did that all play out at Eastern Michigan? Did that everything go the way you wanted to there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were ready to play. Our kids were excited to play. They were juiced up to play, and the game started, and we played as hard as we can play. We just have to be able to make a couple more plays in game to change the outcome, or one or two situations change a little bit differently, and then you change the outcome of a game. But like I said, we went on the road. We got stuck in traffic on Friday night, which I thought was great, because it's just like, hey, what else do we have to do? We'll get up tomorrow. We'll go fight 70 guys on that bus, and I thought that's what they did. And one thing I tell them is, hey, if we don't get the result we want, understand that, but you got to come back and you got to push forward.
You're taking a bus to Ohio?
No, we're flying to Ohio.
That's right.
Yeah, we're flying to Ohio. But the thing is, it's like no hotels close by, so yeah. Yeah, no, that Ohio's a long bus ride. Would be a long bus ride, but we are flying to this one.
Anything else for Coach Hammock, guys? Nope.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Coach. Athletes this week are defensive end Jelani Williams, running back Shavon Wright. Questions for our student athletes?
Shavon, the run game has been a strength for the offense this season, but finishing drives has always been a challenge. What's the mindset in the locker room right now?
Execution, one play at a time. I feel like it's a snowball effect. One bad thing happened and we just can't recover as far as the offense. The run game got to help the pass game and vice versa. So.
Jelani, and just what's the mindset, at least for this defense, going up against an offense like Ohio's, especially with what they've accomplished this season on their end?
I'm sorry, what was it?
Just what's the mindset for this defense as it goes against?
Nothing. Our mindset stays the same week to week. Like, we know what they do, but we also know that we're a really good defense. So we just stick to what we know and continue to do that, do our jobs.
And another one for Jelani. Just you have 5 takeaways already as a team this season. Just are you satisfied with the clip at which you're getting takeaways, or is there a bit more to be desired on that?
We need more. We know it. As a group, we talked about it. Our coach brought it up to us yesterday in the meeting, and we admitted that we need more. So we need more.
What's going to be key doing that, at least on your end?
For us as a D-line, we got to continue to rush the passer, helping cause disruption, get in his face, make him make mistakes down the field, and then the back end just keep flying around the way they do.
And then for Shavon, I know Coach was just here talking about how you guys have just figure out new ways to run the ball. Just what does that look like, at least from your end?
A lot of shifts, a lot of motions, different personnels, different formations. That's really about it for as far as different ways to run the ball. Might get some jet from the receivers. You just never know.
Jelani, Coach had mentioned that you know, if you were in the locker room, you wouldn't be able to tell this team's record from the way you guys are acting. How important is that right now for you guys to you know, have that attitude and everything?
I think it's very important. You know, if you look around what's going on in the conference, other teams also have 2 losses, and there are teams that have a loss that we play. So our mindset has not changed. We know that if we do win out, we have the possibility of making it to Detroit still. So we just keep that mindset. We have great leadership, you know. I don't think the leaders on this team would let our attitudes drop in any way or manner. So, yeah.
Javon, what's it like being a part of that locker room? I can ask more specifically.
Yeah, let me.
No, then no, just you know, how like I said, I could ask it different. Just you know, what I guess same question, just how important is that to, you know, keep that attitude up despite the record?
That's very important. It's all about like Jelani said, we still got a chance to make it to Detroit. As far as the offense, I want to say we gotta pick it up for the defense, and on top of that, dang, I forgot the question.
Just the culture of the locker room.
Right.
Now, being up despite the record of the team.
Yeah, the leadership mostly come from the defense, and I think more so we need to pick it up on offense. That's what I was trying to get to.
And then Shavon, I know, you know, over the weeks they've talked about how, you know, this offense is, you know, getting closer to breaking through. I mean, although you're still averaging 11 points per game, you had some shots in that Eastern Michigan game where that could have played totally differently. Just how close do you think you are right now at midseason?
We very close, and I mean, even with the shots missed, it's plays out there, and I feel like me personally, I left plays out there, and as a team, and I know we're gonna get there because in practice really look like we're a high-scoring offense, and I feel like we're going to get there very soon, this game.
And this one will be for both of you. So, I mean, obviously, 1-5 start, 0-2 in MAC play. But so, how much of a statement is it if you're able to go into Athens on their homecoming and get your first MAC win?
I think it's a big statement because that could really turn our season around. Like, as I said earlier, I know that, well, we know as a team, Coach Ham talked to us about it, that we could still get to our goal if we play the ball that we need to play for the rest of the season. So I think if we go in, win this game, we get the ball rolling, we could win out, and who knows.
I want to piggyback off of that. It just take one. Like you get one game at a time. You take it one game at a time. You win one, and snowball effect. I feel like really that's really it. Like we win one game, we could win out.
Jelani, when you look at what the guys in the secondary place you guys are doing as a team to keep teams from being able to throw the ball all over the place, how important is it for that to try to make an offense as one-dimensional as you can?
Oh, it's very important. You know, we have a very good defensive line, and teams aren't really going to be able to run the ball on us that well. So as long as our back end can make them one-dimensional and make them know that they can't throw deep shots the way they want to, and like they will have to take short, intermediate throws and work their way down the field against a really good defense, it's really hard for offense to do. So.
Anything else for us, guys? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.